So I wanted to share with you that I got it completely wrong. I did a pivot 4 or 5 weeks ago from being purely geospatial focused to extending the conversation, not moving away from geospatial, but pivoting essentially to really be focused on augmented decision making. And I've been reviewing the videos I've been doing, the content I've been sharing, and I realized I got it wrong. I started out talking about the vision that is the pivot, why I believe that decision making is such a big deal, and lots of people gravitated towards that. But then I moved into other areas like the cost of hesitancy and latency and why we need to improve the speed of decision making. That really was too abstract. Then I moved into the machinery of what is really spatial intelligence, talking about world models and reasoning engines again. It was too technical, I got it wrong. I noticed a fall off in people viewing the stuff that I was talking about. And then this week I've really been kind of talking about backwards thinking. But I think ultimately that I've moved too quickly. So I went too fast and too theoretical, too conceptual, but not concrete enough. So I'm going to change the approach. And again, you learn from your mistakes, you learn from analysing data, which we're all into. So where are we actually? And again, I've mentioned the reality of my content, but the thrust of what I'm talking about, I believe, is still correct. And I think that there is still a lot of fear and inertia in the marketplace. I mean, a lot of that's driven by, there's a lot of information overload, which is meaning that people are kind of confused. They're not fully understanding the revolution that's underway, the AI and data revolution that's underway. So there is kind of a bit of a herd mentality going on, everyone chasing after these AI wonder tools. There's undoubtedly inertia. I've seen that in my career. When I first started working with the web in the early 90s, there was a huge amount of inertia of adopting this new scary technology that was disruptive. People are scared of it. There's also a sense, and I've seen this a lot in my career, where the wrong people are the advisors here. Too often technical people are seen as the gurus that drive innovation forward. Well, technical people love technology. They're not necessarily commercial people. So success and failure, and I've seen a lot of failure where technical people have been driving the conversation with the commercial people following. Can't be that way. We've got tons of that going on at the minute. The other one that sort of really strikes me is the fact that a lot of people are running before they walk, and they're hiring these AI teams, data scientists, doing all this stuff technically, but they're not really walking. They're not really preparing themselves for this stuff. They're running before they walk. They need to do the groundwork to prepare for this future. And actually, a lot of my focus is really around the groundwork to get ready for the inevitable future that's coming. And I say it's inevitable. I've posted a few things this in the last couple of weeks, which people have liked, which really point in the direction of where things are going. The World Labs folks, where they're going with world models. Jan LeCure, who's just moved from Meta and set up his own company. There'll be more on that on Sunday, actually, that I'll talk about. Lots of other places where clearly the evidence is that the wind is blowing in a different direction, but everyone's kind of stuck in the same place where they are at the minute. So I'm going to change my focus slightly for next week. I really want to shake up the status quo. I think that there's a lot of things that we need to be talking about. So I will be talking about the confusion and the misinformation that's out there, and how many companies are protecting their existing business models, which is holding everything back, particularly for people, the customers. I also will talk about the fact that thought leaders of today are really thought leaders of yesterday. They're talking about things of yesterday. There aren't that many thought leaders in the world of technology and AI that are really looking ahead. A lot of stuff's focused on LLMs and machine learning and protecting business models by being AI second and not AI first. And again, I've mentioned it already, the wind is blowing in a different direction, which is really my focus, and there's lots of evidence of that. So next week will be a little bit more controversial, it'll be less theoretical, it'll be more about what is happening and why you need to take notice. So there's my mistakes. We all make mistakes, but we look at the data, we understand, and we change what we're doing. And that's, again, very much at the heart of this conversation. So a lot more to come on this stuff. Thanks for watching, and we'll continue the journey.